in Brisbane. Well, I think even Brennan Dowrick was surprised that he managed to pick up a bronze medal in last night's individual all-round against such top company. But it was a very pleasant surprise and an achievement which might well lift his fellow Aussies in the women's individual all-round tonight. Peggy Brown, we've got Monique Allen and Kylie Shadbolt tonight. Do you think they'll be lifted by what happened the previous night?
Definitely. You have to be lifted when your own countrymen achieve such a fantastic result.
They achieved medals here 2 years ago, so they're not intimidated by what's about to happen?
Definitely not. They've achieved medals over many years since they've been in international competition, so they'll be looking for medals again tonight.
China's Yang Bo, a hot favourite, do you think?
Maybe her teammate Shirley Ying is a hotter favourite than Yang Bo, and certainly the Soviets, the Romanians, you can't discount any of them.
Yes, the Soviets, Golub and Stovchataya, we don't know much about them, but that doesn't mean that they're not terrific gymnasts when they come from the Soviet Union.
They're on their national team. That's good enough for me.
All right, it's going to be a great night of competition. Very much looking forward to it, and we're going to pick it up with Yang Bo, her floor exercise routine.
And our first competitor is Yang Bo of China, now a young woman of 17 years of age. Opening her floor routine with a very strong double back somersault. She's chosen very dramatic music now. Preparing for her second tumbling pass. 1.5 twist to a double twist. And back down the diagonal with another beautiful round off to a leap.
Peggy, it's obvious the Chinese have improved their choreography over the years, and this is quite a dynamic performance.
Very much improved in performance from the Chinese, working well with their music, the expression, the feeling, and very good use of the music with the choreography. Nice little move from a young lady in the corner, preparing for her last tumbling run. Peter, she has a mat in the corner of that floor. Will that be a deduction?
It certainly could be, Peggy. We must check the rules that apply to this particular competition, but I'd say she's favouring that ankle.
I would too, and the coach must be protecting that ankle for World Championships. Yang Bo of China. Yes, she's walking on that ankle. She's obviously favouring it. Let's have a look at her tumbling. It's still very strong. There's the 1.5 twist, well executed. A round off flick-flack to a double twist.
Even though this routine has been completed well and met all the minimum requirements, the tumbling standard was below the level of difficulty we've come to expect.
And very enjoyable. That extra matting has been allowed by the technical committee, 945.
And Michelle Telfer, first for Australia on vault here tonight. The girls are allowed to perform 2 vaults in this all-around competition, the best of those vaults counting towards their all-around score. Michelle hails from Perth, Western Australia, an experienced international for Australia. Round off, Yushchenko full twist. That's a competent landing. Let's remember she has 2 vaults here, so perhaps she'll be looking for a slightly stronger performance on her second attempt. In replay, we can see the back handspring onto the horse, the somersault with full twist. That landing's just a little bit low and will incur a deduction. Michelle's second attempt now. She's chosen the same vault. Yushchenko full twist. Oh, much better performance. What a solid landing from the young Australian. She'll be pleased with that. Now in replay, very vigorous run to this vault. Here's the round off onto the board, back handspring onto the hands, and there's the backward somersault with full twist. An excellent vault from Michelle Telfer of Western Australia.
Yes, the second vault certainly stronger, 9.425 for the girl who was 7th at the Commonwealth Games.
And let's have a look at the first of the Romanian competitors, Isabella Lakatos on the balance beam. Beginning with a superb move Very original choreography. She'll be well rewarded for the judges for that move. Romania, a very strong nation, ranking second in the world in women's gymnastics. And we're seeing a member of the Romanian national team.
We should expect big things from these ladies tonight, as demonstrated by that excellent acrobatic series, flicked to 2 layout step-outs, and she nailed it solid.
And the required leap series, a bit low on those leaps, but a very small deduction.
The Romanians known for their composure and their tough-mindedness in competition. And we'll see that reflected here in the routine. She's very sure of herself. All movements completed with exactness. Her next acrobatic series here, Corbett Salto.
The girls now are allowed to have that concentration before a difficult acrobatic series. Well-landed routine from Isabella, Countess of Romania.
Superb work, Peggy, and if that's the what we're going to expect tonight, we're in for a great competition.
Yes, I think Isabella's thrown down the challenge to the rest of the competitors. With a moment of concentration, and there's the Corbett Salto. Perfectly landed, perfectly controlled. Beautiful work on the beam. Step forward.
Isabella Lakatos, great precision, very assured, 9.65.
And on vault now for Australia, Kylie Shadbolt. Kylie is one of our veteran international performers who at 18 years of age has won many international medals. Here it is, handspring front. Oh, an unfortunate fall on that landing, but let's remember she has 2 vaults here, so I'm sure we'll see a better performance on her second attempt. She is allowed to use the same vault with the best performance counting towards the score. Let's see what happened here. It was a very strong approach. Forward approach to the horse, handspring. Seemed like plenty of rotation. She's just opened a little early for that landing. The pressure on Kylie Shadbolt here. This second vault must count. Handspring, 1.5 front. Oh, no problems. That's the sign of a true champion. What a tremendous vault. We're looking at a high 9 here. You can see the determination etched on her face. Handspring, 1.5 front somersault. Very difficult vault, and what an excellent landing. That's nearly a perfect landing.
After that fall on the first, she had to get it right on the second vault and did. A 9.6 for Kylie Shadbolt.
And on an even bar, Stopchataya from the Soviet Union. The 17-year-old choosing to mount from the high bar. There's her Kachev straddle. Very unique elements here. Stole to handstand. Straight away change to the low bar. The gymnast required to move to the low bar twice during their routine. Another full twist. Moving through handstand, giant swing, preparing for dismount, double pike solo. Oh, excellent routine. A very solid landing from Stopchataya of the Soviet Union. And in replay now, we can see her kipping to handstand on the high bar. The uneven bars routine consists of 10 elements, predominantly swing movements. The girls generally dismount from the high bar, and here we see the double back somersault and pike position. Excellent form, solid landing from Stopchataya of the Soviet Union.
And a 9.7, that is a good start from the Soviets. She should be in the top 5 all night.
And now on vault, Monique Allen of Australia. The same vault as Kylie. Oh, beautifully performed. Handspring 1.5 front somersault. The Australians can do no wrong on their first apparatus. In replay. Hands to the horse for the handspring, and there's the 1.5 front somersault and an excellent landing from Monique Allen.
And for Monique Allen, her second vault, 19 years of age and a very seasoned competitor. Same vault, handspring, 1.5 somersault. The second vault was not as good as the first, so I think she'll take the mark from the first vault. We'll have a look at her second vault. Take off from the beat board, legs apart there, but nice tuck position in the salt. Over-rotated and a step-on landing, but the first vault she'll take.
Yes, the first vault, certainly a more solid one, but only 9.525. Judges not feeling that generous so early in the evening.
Elodie Lessac of France.
And isn't she typical of the French competitors? Always small in stature, and we expect them to be very fast and dynamic.
And I think we'll see that here, Peggy, with the first tumbling pass, full in double salto, a fairly secure landing.
There was like a little firecracker with most of their leaps and their tumblings. Double pivot, fell out of that slightly, but a very difficult move.
That's an interesting combination for a second tumbling pass. Full twist into front salt, and then she continued tumbling forward. Certainly a recent innovation in women's gymnastics where they're combining forward tumbling and backward tumbling.
And using her small stature to perform like a little girl on floor, but certainly with very adult moves.
And she certainly is little, Peggy, at only 1.38 meters, and she weighs 30 kilograms only.
Moving for the total length she can get on her final tumbling pass. Double back somersault in the pike position. Elodie Lessac of France.
Elodie is in fact a French champion and performed very well at the recent European Championships, having garnered 7th place all around. A very strong gymnast indeed.
Have a look at her tumbling. A full twist to immediate punch front and back down the diagonal with more tumbling, thick flax to a double twist, very quickly rotated.
A bundle of dynamic, creative energy is Elodie Lessac, 9.625 on the floor.
And now on vault, Joanna Hughes of Australia, Australia's youngest international performer. Yushchenko vault, round off. Oh, beautiful height. Just one step there on landing. Plenty of dynamics, though. You notice the length and height of that somersault. Joanna is only 13 years of age, hails from Victoria, is a member of the Victorian Institute of Sport. Here in replay, round off onto the board. Oh, plenty of height in that stretch layout somersault, plenty of length. Just that one step to mar a very good performance. And now for her second vault. Joanna Hughes, same vault, Yushchenko full, oh, a better landing. Just only one small step to the left. She'll be relieved that her first event is complete. 2 excellent vaults by the young Victorian gymnast. And now in replay, they take off backwards from the board here. They must have a very strong stand up from the horse. Excellent somersault with full twist for Joanna Hughes.
And she's barely into high school, but no nerves there for Joanna Hughes as she picks up a 9.7 on vault.
And a very large crowd here tonight to watch the gymnastics, and looking forward to the next competitor on floor, Isabella Lakatos of Romania. And we always look forward to the Romanian floor routines, their choreography, their difficult tumbling, and their expression.
Peggy, first tumbling pass here. Round or flick flack, full in double salto, well landed.
The Romanians very, very active in their choreography, never using every second of the music. Even in the corners when they're preparing for their tumbling runs.
It's important during these floor exercise routines that the gymnast uses every part of the floor area. We saw her second tumbling pass there, finishing with a very difficult double somersault. Romanians certainly very expressive. Their movements definitely suit the character of the music. A very good handstand pirouette. Now these routines tonight are being judged out of 9.6 points, with an additional 0.4 being given as bonus for exceptional level work. The Romanians are certainly capable of that. Last tumbling pass, double back, slightly cowboyed the legs there. A very strong routine by the young Romanian gymnast.
And the Romanian gymnast, she finished 4th at the recent Junior Europeans, and we can easily see why.
Very strong tumbling here. Whip soldo through to double back soldo, and a solid landing for Lakatos of Romania.
And right into their expressive movements on floor.
Well, she landed all her passes. She was always going to get a good mark. 9.8 for Isabella Lakatos.
And now on bars, Joanna Hughes from Australia. Certainly the greatest gymnastic prospect we've seen in many years. Watch this routine, a sky-high Delchev somersault. Joanna Hales from Victoria, and this is only her second major international event. Full twisting double salto, excellent routine. She's our youngest national team member, and yet she's performing like a veteran. That will be well rewarded by the judges. She's pleased. Her coach, Fiona Colbert, should be rightly pleased. And here in replay, we can see the excellent body lines of this young Australian. Tremendous extension in the joints, and there's the full twist and double salto, and she nailed that solid.
Joanna Hughes continuing to amaze us with maturity beyond her tender years. 9.8.
We pick up Ludmila Stogdataya of the Soviet Union on the balance beam. Certainly the women's most difficult piece of apparatus. Executing a leap with full amplitude, no worries at all.
On beam, the gymnasts are required to link acrobatic movements with gymnastic and dance elements. The gymnasts are required to show at least one acrobatic series. Here's one now. Flick-flack. Full twisting Corbett salto. Very difficult to spot that and land.
An interesting and an original piece of choreography on the beam.
What's interesting there, Peggy, is the girls must show movements high above the beam and low to the beam, and she certainly satisfied that requirement.
But it satisfied it with originality, and that's most important. Full pivot with total confidence.
At this stage, a very assured performance. She's only got to complete a dismount now. The beam 5 meters long. The gymnast generally uses the entire length to build up speed for a very high dismount. Here it is, round off. Full twist, double back salto, low landing, but that's the most difficult dismount there is. An excellent routine by the Soviet gymnast.
Let's have a look at some of her work. Her tumbling on the beam. That full twisting Corbett salto, very, very difficult, and even the form and body position is excellent. The risk and the danger, moving directly into the originality and choreography.
9.85 for Stogdataya. There'll be few scores better than that on the beam tonight.
And now on bars, Michelle Telfer, the Perth student who trains at the Western Australian Institute of Sport, team member of our successful Commonwealth Games team, working very strongly here. The girls required to show 10 movements in their routines, but they must use both bars. Kachev release, one release must be shown by the girls. She's demonstrated 2. There's an original movement, double back salto, a good routine. The Australians can do no wrong here tonight. She'll be pleased with that.
And Michelle Telfer, the bronze medalist on the bars at Commonwealth Games and the silver medalist on the bars at Pacific Alliance, and still improving.
We'll see why here. Here's her Kachev release. A requirement on this uneven bars apparatus, but now she demonstrates an original movement. A movement taken from men's high bar. There's the double back somersault with just that one step on landing. A great routine.
And talking there with Julianne Monaco, Michelle would be happy. 9.75.
And the next competitor on floor is Lavinia Milosevic of Romania. And again, we hope to see some good choreography, excellent tumbling, and wonderful expression.
It's interesting to note that the girls tend to choose traditional music from their home nation, and this certainly has a European flavour to it. Oh, excellent job. Whip soldoed through to full in double back. Possibly one of the strongest tumbling passes seen by the women here tonight.
Beautiful amplitude in the leaps. And even though those movements don't have any specific value, they just add to the routine and give that gymnast that extra 0.1 and 0.2.
Yes, the choreography is very important, Peggy, and we see from these international gymnasts the best choreography that they can be shown. That's an interesting movement, a little side somersault. Preparing for a third tumbling pass now. Generally, the gymnasts tumble down the diagonal of the 12-metre square as they have the greatest distance to complete their tumbling movements. Round off, back handspring, double soldo, very solid landing. This was a composed performance tonight.
And for Lavinia of Romania, a fantastic routine.
In replay, whip soldo through to the full twisting double back soldo. You can see the full twist there in the first somersault, a most difficult tumbling pass.
And that 9.85 for Milosevic is the top score on the floor.
Tobias Kylie Shadbolt of Australia. Kylie is very strong in this event. Straddle mount over the low bar, straight to the high bar. Girl's required to show 10 elements. There's her first release. But look for the second. Here it is. Oh, beautiful Delchev somersault. Back to the low bar. The girls must touch that low bar twice during performance. Giant circles, very clean so far. Good rhythm, double soldo. Oh, magnificent. What a fine routine. Kylie's over the moon, and so she should be.
Kylie is the first Australian women's artistic competitor to win a gold medal in international competition.
In replay now. Giant swings. Excellent amplitude in these long swings. Straight into the double somersault. Look at the height, clean legs, and spotted the landing solid.
And that routine is right up there with the best that the Europeans have to offer, 9.825.
To the vault for Yang Bo of China. Again performing the Euroshenko with full twist. Just a little low on landing, but that's a very stable landing. That's what the judges want to see on this event. That vault has been very popular tonight. Many girls choosing to perform the Euroshenko vault, which consists of a round off onto the board, a back handspring to the horse as we see here, and in this case a full twist in the back somersault. There's the landing, stable but rather low.
It's competent but not spectacular, 9.6 for Yang Bo.
And now our own Monique Allen on bars. Mounting with a straddle over the low bar, straight to the high bar. Straight into her first release, a sky-high Kachev straddle. Second release, Ginga soldo, no problem for Monique. The girls must move to the low bar at least twice during their routine, now preparing for dismount. She'll combine this with a full twisting giant swing straight into a double soldo. Oh, superb, magnificent. I couldn't see many deductions in that routine. I'm sure the judges will be left with an equally high impression. That would rank as one of Monique's best bar routines, Peggy.
Fantastic routine, and the elegance she puts into it as well as the difficulty.
In replay here, we can see the excellence in all of her movements. There's no break of rhythm in this routine, and that's the sign of a very high-level performance. There's beautiful giant circles, full twisting giant swing, double soldo, knees firm, and landing is spot on. What a great routine.
Hard to fault it. It was all there and it was all good. 9.875, Monique Allen. Tonight.
Stokjataya of the Soviet Union. And what a colorful leotard, and I'm sure we'll see a colorful floor routine.
Ludmila, 17 years of age and hails from Odessa. Soviets known for their strong tumbling. Here's the first pass. Round off, flick back, double layout salto, beautifully performed. Often seen performed by the men, but here by one of the strong Soviet performers tonight.
Again, using the ethnic music, very popular and very crowd-pleasing.
She certainly knows how to sell this routine. And that's evident here with this handstand walk. Great choreography.
Now that's all original choreography. That's fantastic.
But this isn't surprising, as the Soviets have been dominant in gymnastics, but particularly so on floor exercise, where their choreography, their dance is always exceptional. Second tumbling pass, whip salto, double pike. Oh, no problems there. This is equal to any floor routine you're likely to see anywhere in the world.
And Ludmila certainly could be one of their team members at the next World Championships.
Just one tumbling pass to go now. Round off, back handspring, full in back salt. She's used two of the highest difficulty movements, one at the beginning of the routine and one at the end. What a world-class performance.
She has to be pleased. In fact, I'm not sure what the judges can take from that routine.
I would agree, Peggy. That was a tremendous performance. Here in replay, we can see some of these small linking gymnastic movements. Tremendous control in a handstand turn.
Fabulous choreography.
And that 9.825 for Stokjataya is second only to Milosevic on the floor.
And now on vault. Oh, beautiful performance by Lavina Milosevic of Romania.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, on the bars, Elodie Lusac from France.
The coach just giving some small tips for her second performance. Here in replay, the Yushchenko round off onto the board, back handspring to the horse, layout somersault with full twist. And that was a solid performance.
9.925. That's easily the best score on the vault, and that confirms Milosevic in top place in the third rotation.
And the next competitor on floor is Irina Golub of the Soviet Union.
A very dramatic start to this routine. Again, an excellent choice of music. The music must match the movement of the gymnast. First tumbling pass, whip salto, pull in, double back salto.
Superb beginning. Fulfilling the requirements with leaps, with the handstand pivot, but with just that slight difference which makes it original.
This young lady has a definite presence, and it suits this dramatic nature of this floor routine. Second tumbling pass there, finishing with a full twisting back salto. The floor routine must not last longer than 1 minute 30 seconds. Last tumbling pass, double salto. Well performed, a solid performance by Golub of the Soviet Union.
Very interesting just to finish with a double back salto.
Unusual, Peggy. Normally the girls do have some form of choreography, some dance to finish on, but the girls must show an element of difficulty to finish their routine, whether it be dance or tumbling. Here in replay we can see one tumbling pass, full twisting back salto.
And a 9.75 there for Golob. She's still an outside chance for a medal if she's very strong on the vault.
On bars, the Chinese Cup gold medalist Shi Liying, only 14 years of age. Oh, beautiful. There's a unique movement. They're inverted giant swings taken from men's horizontal bar, but here seen for the first time in the world on uneven bars. 2 releases in this routine. Sky-high Kachev, now preparing for dismount. Look at the speed of these swings. Double salto. Oh, magnificent. Just the smallest hop on landing. That was a world-class performance, and we saw here demonstrated tonight a new movement on the uneven bars. Here it is, the inverted giant swing. Look at the position of those hands. Straight into her Jaeger somersault. Look at the height. It's well above the bar before she catches. Movement to the low bar. The girl's required to use both bars. That's the character of the apparatus. But this has been a world-class routine, certainly deserving of a very high score. Tipping through to handstand now.
A 9.9, a fitting reward for a unique routine from Shi Liying.
A very special gymnast, Yang Bo of China. Yang Bo took the gold medal in this event at the inaugural Australian Grand Prix in 1989. Watch for these sky-high releases, trademarks of the Chinese girls. Beautiful Jaeger somersault there. Excellent rhythm so far on the routine. Full twisting giant swing. Double salto. Oh, just lacked that sureness in landing, but still a great routine from Yang Bo, who now is a mature young lady at 17 years of age. And now in replay we can see movement from the low bar to the high bar in preparation for the dismount. Very strong body shapes by the Chinese gymnast. Full twisting giant swing. Here's the dismount. Just a little under-rotated. She steps back there. Still a good routine by Yang Bo.
And maybe that strapped left ankle resulting in a lack of confidence with the landing, but still a 9.8 for Yang Bo of China.
And now on vault, the Cartus of Romania. 20-meter run. Another Yushchenko vault. Oh, nice vault. Plenty of height there for that landing. And now in replay, let's look for the height on the release from the horse. There's that somersault, plenty of room. Beautiful body line, very straight, and quite a stable landing.
Yes, you'll rarely see a Yushchenko done better. 9.9, she's sitting in 3rd place now.
On beam, Australia's current national champion, Monique Allen. Very difficult start, but so confident. Gymnastics requires difficulty, power, stability on landings, like this leap and the second leap, creativity, and certainly personified in women's gymnastics in Monique Allen, elegance. Preparing for tumbling, backflip to back layout. Stable, steady, confident. At 19 years of age, a 1988 Olympian, current national champion, Monique Allen still performing. Beautiful Corbett roll. Execution, no small errors, everything finished and polished. Superb leap. Just floats the leaps through the beam, a quarter turn into a side leap, and preparing for her dismount. Double salto, well landed. Monique Allen, what a fantastic competitor for Australia. Not only does she do gymnastics, but she studies graphics art. Her flick-flack to a Corbett roll. The elegant national champion personifying women's gymnastics.
9.85 for Monique Allen. That's the best on beam so far. Only Yang Bo can better that.
And Milivojevic of Romania up on the uneven bars. Coach standing in just as a little added safety for these high-flying releases. Good rhythm at this stage. There it is. Ginga Soldo, legs were slightly apart. Gymnast must move to the low bar. Beautiful composition at this stage. There's a second release. Girls only required to show one release on uneven bars. But at this level of competition, we've come to expect 2 or 3. Full twisting double Soldo. Great routine.
Navidia Milosevic is the current leader in this competition.
She'll be pleased. Now this competition is turning into a titanic struggle between this young lady on bars and the Soviet and Australian gymnast. Here in replay we can see her combinations from the low to the high bar. Kachev release on the high bar. Ready for a dismount. Now look for the full twist in the first somersault. Full twist, double salto, beautiful landing for Milivojevic of Romania.
And she's been leading since the second rotation. That could be a gold medal performance, 9.825.
And Tracy Gibbs of Australia on bars. Tracy, a strong performer on this event, mounting straight to the high bar. Kachev straddle. The girls required to show 10 elements. Exclusively a swing. Oh, a beautiful second release. Good rhythm at this stage. A slight pause there in the caster handstand. There's that unique Schommel movement taken from men's high bar. Sky-high double somersault. What a good routine. Tracy Gibbs will be very pleased with that. And so will the judges. I'm sure they're impressed. We should be looking for a high 9 here. In replay, there's a Ginga somersault. That was a beautiful example of a high release.
.8 for Tracy Gibbs. That'll get her into the apparatus final. Great routine.
And now to beam. Yang Bo of China. Yang, a finalist in this event at World Championship level. And also the gold medalist on beam at the first Australian Grand Prix.
Yang Bo, one of the most accomplished and innovative competitors on balance beam, starting with a planche into a leap, confident, poised, and graceful.
First tumbling series, that's interesting. Oh, beautifully performed. A one-arm back handspring into 2 layout back somersaults.
Fantastic work from Yang Bo. The presentation in particular, if we look, she works on her toes and she points the toes all the time. Everything is finished. Magnificent blind leap.
Excellent change of tempo on this routine. And that just adds to the quality of the performance. Here's another, oh, very difficult. We expected a tumbling series there, but she performed a full twisting Corbett, one of the most difficult acrobatic movements on balance beam.
Again, speeding up the tempo with simple steps, but again, difficult on a balance beam.
Dismount, double solo, she's got to land. Oh, great job. Great job indeed by Yang Bo of China. We've come to expect the supreme performances on beam from this young lady, and she hasn't disappointed us tonight. And here in replay, there's that one-arm back handspring into 2 layout back somersaults. Extreme difficulty demonstrated here by Yang Bo of China.
That's why she was first on the beam in the World Cup. 9.95, that's just 5/100ths from perfection.
And Monique Allen of Australia on floor exercise, her last apparatus tonight. Monique's maturity will be well seen here. First tumbling pass, whip salto through the double back. No problem at all for Australia's best gymnast.
And Monique, so elegant, so beautiful, and just performing as a true seasoned competitor. No worries about pressure at all.
And we'll see that here in a second tumbling pass. The second of 3. Oh, beautiful. 1.5 twisting back salt punch front. Actually a new movement for Monique, and there we see a 1 3/4 front somersault. Those are movements she's only added in the last 12 months, and when you consider her age, she's still improving at 19 years of age.
An amazing feat for a young woman. It's very difficult to continue improving in gymnastics as you get older and older.
And when you consider that Monique has to compete against girls 4 and 5 years her junior, it's even a more remarkable feat that she keeps performing at this high international level.
And still #1 in Australia.
Absolutely. No problems with the routine so far. Last tumbling pass. Round of flick-flack, double back salto. Well landed. The girls must only show 1 pass with 2 saltos, but Monique has shown 2. What a beautiful routine by Australia's Monique Allen.
Ladies and gentlemen, Monique Allen. Now and New Zealand's...
And Monique Allen talking with her coach, Ju Ping.
In replay is that second tumbling pass, 1.5 twist back salt, immediate punch front, showing the combination of back and front tumbling. This is quite unique. Straddle jump, punch 1 3/4 front somersault. That's a difficult part, something that will demonstrate risk and be well received by the judges.
9.7 for Monique Allen. That could almost be enough to force her way into the top 3. We'll have to wait and see.
And now on bars, Lakatis of Romania. Romanians noted for their dynamic swinging bars routines. Kachev straddle, returns to the low bar. Excellent use of full twisting circles on the low bar. The speed of the Romanians' work is certainly well done indeed. The speed of the work is obvious, and that led to a beautiful double somersault dismount. In replay, we can see the Kachev straddle. The dynamic nature of the Romanians' bars routines just adds to the flavour of their work. There was a slight brush of the feet against the floor that wasn't noticeable earlier. That will receive about a 0.1 deduction from the judges. Giant swing, full turn, leading into the double somersault. Just that one small hop on landing.
And a 9.775. She should secure the silver medal with that.
And now on floor exercise, Australia's Joanna Hughes.
And Joanna noted for her very high tumbling and strong tumbling.
Joanna at just 13 years of age. First tumbling pass, full twisting double somersault. She's the youngest girl in Australia to perform that very difficult tumbling pass.
Beautiful amplitude on those leap series.
I think that's a hallmark of hers, Peggy. All of her work is so dynamic. The music reflects that. Here's the second tumbling pass. Round off, flick-flack, whip back, double salto. Oh, plenty of room. Spotted that landing. What a tremendous young competitor for Australia. She's out to impress the judges tonight.
So calm and so confident in the work she does. She just attacks the routines. Joanna is currently ranked 3rd in Australia.
And very deserving of that position, considering she is so young, has just earned her place in the national team this year. Last tumbling pass now. Everything rests with a solid landing on this tumbling pass. Round off, flick-flack, double salto. Oh, excellent. No problem at all for Joanna Hughes of Australia. The crowd's responding to that, and so they should. It's hard to believe that she's only 13 years of age, Peggy.
And what a star for the future.
Absolutely. And here in replay, we'll see some of her tumbling movements. Round off, flick-flack, whip back salto, plenty of acceleration, straight into the double back somersault. Look at the height there. Knees a little straddled, but what a sure landing.
And 9.825. The crowd at Chandler really being treated to something special from Joanna Hughes.
And now on bars, Julianne Monaco of Australia. This is one of Julianne's stronger events, mounting straight away into a Jaeger somersault. Second release, beautifully performed. 2 Jaeger somersaults. The girl's only required to show 1 release on bars. We've seen 2 in this routine. Full twisting giant swing, no problems here for Julianne. Giant swings, double salto. She's got to stick it. Oh, great routine. Another fine Australian performance here tonight.
Julianne Monaco of Australia on the bars there, and now to the beam.
She'll be pleased. The Australians have done very little wrong on this event. One of their stronger events. Here we see the giant swings in preparation for a full twisting giant. And here's the double back somersault. 2 saltos, spots the landing, and just that 1 small hop. Great performance.
And Julianne has kept her best till last, 9.675 for Julianne Monaco.
And the next competitor on floor is Kylie Shadbolt. And isn't it appropriate that the last routine is her best apparatus, and the first person in Australia to win a gold medal on this event was Kylie Shadbolt.
And that was at the first Australian Grand Prix 1989 here in Brisbane.
And she'll be out to try and win it again.
First tumbling pass, full twisting double salto, a little low on landing, but still an excellent performance.
What I enjoy about Kylie's work on floor is not only her difficulty, but it's her presentation. Look at the expression that she gives to her floor routine.
She really does sell this routine, and that's appreciated by both judges and audience alike. Second tumbling pass. This routine is chock-a-block with difficulty. Double pike salto. Oh, she's out of the area. That will incur a 0.1 deduction. But apart from that small error, there are still no major errors in this routine. Everything rests on this last tumbling pass. Round off, flick-flack, double salto, good performance, Kylie.
Beautiful, superb presentation.
We've come to expect that from our premier floor exercise worker, Kylie Shadbolt of Australia.
And in particular for this crowd, Kylie Shadbolt of Queensland.
Before we bring the gymnasts back to the presentation, gymnasts and the judges.
Here in replay, one of Kylie's tumbling passes. Very powerful gymnast, strong run, round off. Back handspring, very high double salto, knees slightly apart, but what an excellent finish to a superb routine by Queensland's own Kylie Shadbolt.
And a 9.6 for Kylie Shadbolt to round off the evening. She's very popular here in Brisbane. And there are the final standings for the women's individual all-round competition. Gold medal for Lavinia Milicevic of Romania. A quinella for the Romanians, Isabella Lakatis picking up the silver medal, and Ludmila Stovchataya of the Soviet Union picking up bronze. and Monique Allen of Australia missing out on that third placing by just 1/10 of a point. So something to look forward to. 10 finals in all with the rhythmic and apparatus finals for the men. So I hope you can join us tomorrow night for the Australian Gymnastics Grand Prix here at Chandler. Steve Rebillard for ABC Sport.
Part 3 of the Seiko Gymnastics can be seen Sunday, August the 4th at 5 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern Time on TSN.